All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm super excited about this panel. We have agents from across the country, top agents from across the country that are going to talk to us about their specific area. Why are people moving to and from their area? Right now we're seeing just the market explode. And so it's very interesting to know, why are people moving to Boise, Idaho? Why are people moving out of California or into California or whatnot? So we've got awesome top producing agents from across the country that I'm going to hand over the mic, so to speak, and let them introduce themselves. Let's kick it off with Greg. Can you tell me your name? I just started that one for you. Where you specialize in, and just a short bio about yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Greg Carlson in Austin, Texas at Keller Williams Realty Southwest Market Center, #1. We've been servicing clients going on 5 years now, while making an effort to give back to the community by helping children in need. And our goal for 2021 is to help 121 families. So definitely focus on growth and serving those other than real estate.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Greg. Brian, tell us, who are you, where are you, and give us a little tidbit about yourself.
Perfect. Brian Hymas, Boise, Idaho. I was born and raised in Boise. Been in real estate for a total of 6 years. I actually live in Eagle, so if you know the Boise area, it's a little bit north of Boise. And yeah, solo agent with a couple assistants and things, pretty small, but we do a pretty good little amount of volume. And I've been an appraiser before. Now I'm an agent, so I've kind of always been in real estate, and yeah, 2021 has been great, but it's also been competitive.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Melissa.
Hi, my name is Melissa Leifer. I'm with Keller Williams, New York City. And we're one of the highest producing teams in New York City, Keller Williams. We are shooting to do over $1 million in GCI this year, which we are on track to do, even though there's a pandemic.
Awesome. That's exciting. Okay. Do we have Ryan? We do not.
I am here.
Oh, you are. Oh, there you are. Sorry, you weren't on my screen.
Yeah.
Ryan.
No, you're good. You're good. So Ryan Loading from Phoenix, Arizona. We did 59 sides last year for just under 23 million, shooting for goals of 75 units for right at 30 million in volume this year. So.
That's exciting. Awesome. All right. And Jackie Who.
Hey everybody, Jackie Who of the Who in Blue Real Estate Group. We cover from Los Angeles all the way down to Orange County, mostly along the coast and a little bit inland in LA proper. We are a newly formed team. We have 12 years of experience between the two of us and our team members, and we're shooting for over 40 million in volume this year.
Awesome. My name's Christina Blue. I will be moderating. I am the blue part of the Who in Blue real estate group here in Southern California. Awesome. Okay, so let's just dive right in. I know we're all kind of just anxious to get these answers. Why are people moving to your city? What is the most appealing thing to moving to your specific city? Brian, talk to us about Boise, Idaho. Why are people moving there? Is it job opportunity, prices? Why Boise, Idaho? Why are we seeing so many people moving there?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before we started this meeting, and before we started recording for those who are on this, it's a crazy market all across the nation, but Boise's, I mean, I see articles all the time, and I talk to agents across the nation. It's very hot. It's beyond hot. Job opportunities are there. I wouldn't say we're leading the nation in any sort of job opportunities. I know people are getting jobs before they come here, so they're there. But we have a small tech scene here. The biggest thing that I've seen in the past, 3 years ago, people came here for the cheap prices and conservative lifestyle of family values, types of things. And now what we're seeing is people just want the conservative lifestyle there, and then also Four Seasons. I know we'll get people coming from, if they're going to come to here or Denver or Texas or Phoenix, it's kind of a 4 places that kind of hear over and over again. And we have a conservative lifestyle with 4 seasons. And I think that's probably the 2 main things I keep hearing over and over and over from the people that find me on YouTube. And so these aren't people that know me before. They just know me from YouTube. And then they just divulge all their information that they love the conservative lifestyle here. So that's why they come here.
Yeah, you really hit it spot on, because I've had 3 families move from Southern California last year to Idaho, and it was literally those. And one was the hot topic item, the hot button for most of my clients was vaccinations, and California's rules versus Idaho's rules, and they were like, I'm out of here. So
right. Yeah, I used to be shy about how I felt. Now I'm just as open as I can be, because I know I'm hitting their buttons. So
yeah, exactly. Well said. Greg, what about you? Why are people moving to Austin? What do you got going on over there?
Well, a lot of folks like to consider Austin a second Silicon Valley. What I mean by that is we've got all the tech here already or coming soon, like Tesla, SpaceX. Apple's coming here with 5,000 employees in just a few short years. So it's like Silicon Valley without the prices and without the beach. And we're underemployed without a doubt. So we're underemployed already. And then when we've got those new companies coming here, we're going to have even more options for folks.
Okay, cool. Jackie, what's Southern California? What's going on here?
I don't think what I'm about to say is a surprise to anybody, but the 70-degree weather year round and the proximity to beaches, mountains, desert, basically anything you want is within a 2-hour drive from kind of Southern California. Mm-hmm. So we love it's the weather here though. And also the opportunity. I would say our 2 biggest industries are tech, besides all the normal ones, are tech and the entertainment industry. And so if you want to be in entertainment, I know there are other locations, but as everyone knows, Los Angeles is the hub for entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay. Jeff, Tampa Bay, Florida. Why are people moving there? What do you got going on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you guys probably have seen the news. We are leading the nation in relocations across the board. Everybody wants to move to Florida. Any time that New York or New Jersey raises taxes, our phone rings. So we still have no state income tax. We have the best beaches on the planet, let alone in the United States of America. So especially the West Coast, my area, we have the best beaches in Florida, period. We also are a booming economy. We have the greatest governor in America. So we have 0 COVID restrictions as of July 1st, meaning no masks, no restrictions on anything, 0, period, the end. And he's led the way with common sense, which is why our numbers are so much better than states like New Jersey and New York and Michigan when it comes to COVID. And we've done it with an open economy that's booming. So when you can have, safer, better numbers and have a better economy, and everybody wants to move here from those states, and frankly, why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. Jeff, are you seeing a lot of people wanting to move there to retire, or no, just to keep going?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, of course, you're going to have that. But really, no, I mean, this is, hey, my company is not making me go back in person. And why would we live in Michigan if we can live in Florida? I've heard that comment probably 200 times in the last 6 months. Same thing for, our big states are New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Illinois are the big 4. And then of course everywhere else. But those 4 are consistently feeding us, with new residents. And that's the answer is, well, I can work from anywhere now, and I certainly don't want to live in Illinois anymore, or I don't want to live in New Jersey anymore. Mm-hmm. And we've got obviously much better weather. We have a much better economy at this point, and like I said, the beaches and just the nightlife and everything else going on here is fantastic. We're the number 1 spot in America, period.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Jeff, thank you. Let's go a little north to New York City. Melissa, why are people moving to New York City? What's going on? Is it job opportunity, home prices, growth in market? What do you got going on over there? You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So it's really all of the above, but it's New York City. It's the greatest city in the world. It's the only place where you can really rub shoulders with pretty much anybody. Billionaires, producers, Hollywood people, titans of industry, finance, everybody's here. The prices have adjusted, but because rates are so low, the market here has definitely picked up quite a bit. So, we're seeing a lot more bidding wars. Our townhouse market here is up 480%. So if you're thinking about buying a townhouse, either in Manhattan or Brooklyn, there's a lot of competition, but if you're thinking about selling one, it's probably the best time to do it ever. But I mean, yeah, the city is like where restaurants are open again. Broadway is anticipated to open soon, and the it's coming back. It's coming back strong.
Okay.
And people want to lock in low rates while they can here.
Okay, cool. Ryan, Phoenix, Arizona. Hot.
Yes. Very, very hot. Real estate and weather. I mean, what is it going to be? 97 today? So a lot of people end up moving here. One, our cost of living that used to be a little bit cheaper than we're probably one of the cheapest big cities in America, but like I was looking yesterday on the stats, we got 9 days of inventory. Our average price point is now up to $480,000, and it's gone up 24% in the last 1 year period. So
$480,000. Wow, that's a pretty high for what I would think.
Actually, yeah, Phoenix is drastic. For what's active on the market, that was our active average price point as of this morning.
Wow.
So yes, a lot of people are moving here, but a lot of people are getting priced out. Like I had a client buying a second vacation home and also to VRBO it from the Washington area. We've been bidding on houses anywhere from $350 to $400, and one of them listed at $350, and they took a $430 cash on just a 4.2 with a pool, 1,500 square feet. Because again, we're such a vacation destination for that everyone escaping winter, spring training. Outside about 4 months a year, Phoenix is a real outdoor place. We've got more mountain peaks than any of the mountain states in the country. So you look at the Rocky Mountain country down Idaho, Colorado, Nevada. We actually have a ton of that. Mountain biking's huge here. So a lot of people do come for the outdoor lifestyle. You got to really limit it to about 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the summer months. But again, I think a lot of people are just sick of, the four seasons, which other people are moving to, because it's either really nice or it's hot here. But when it's hot, you've got your AC and you've got your pool. So the houses with pools are just absolutely insane for pricing, because a lot of the pool builders right now are a year plus out. So last year, VRBOs in the summer, which are usually not a big thing, were huge because of COVID, because our public pools were all shut down. So, but I mean, I love it. I own a bunch of rental properties here. This has always been one of the top investment markets in the United States. For the last 3 years, we have had the highest increase of any large city in America at 6.74% for rental increases. One of my rentals that we just turned over 18 months ago rented for $1,875, and now we're going to get $2,200. My taxes on that place are $1,800 a month. I paid $225, put $25 into it, and now it's worth $450 2 years later. So, I've drastically done very well for many investors and myself in the investment space here. And a lot of people are just moving here because it is cheaper than a lot of big cities, because when you start factoring in that we have very low property taxes, our income taxes are fairly low. We are a very appealing place versus a lot of places in the country.
Now, Ryan, what's your job market like there?
So the first crash, we didn't have the jobs, the people came. We've got a ton of businesses that have come over the last 8 to 10 years. Intel's a huge one. So we do have tech. Intel's got on the books for another, I think, an $8 billion semiconductor plant. They've got the ability to put 6 more on their job site. Healthcare is a huge employee here. So from that standpoint, I don't see the crash or the inability to provide jobs to happen again. That's kind of why Phoenix crashed the first time, was we just couldn't support the people and the investors. And this time around, we have the jobs along with the people that have moved here.
That's awesome. Okay. And so you're seeing a lot of second home purchases, vacation homes, rentals in your market.
Yeah, actually, my biggest second home buyer market has been the Washington State buyers that are seeing their properties go up, 30, 40% in the last 3 to 4 years. They're doing cash out refis and then coming down here and paying cash. I had a client that bought from the Tacoma area. They paid $585 for a 3,500 square foot 5-bedroom house. They purchased it in November, didn't get it rent ready till March 1st, but they had 95% of the days between February 1st and May 31st at $500 a night. So you do the math, and even if they don't rent it another 8 months of the year, they're still going to probably clear $10,000 more than if they had a 12-month renter in that property.
Yeah.
A lot less wear and tear.
Okay. So we all need to be talking to Ryan after this. Okay, awesome. That was super helpful. Let's move on to our next question. Basically, Ryan kind of already alluded to it and touched on it a little bit, but give us a quick market update on your area. So we know, what's awesome and special and what's the pull to your area, and that's great. Some of it's weather, some of it's jobs, things like that. But let's get into the real estate market. So how much inventory do you have? Ryan said he has 9 days of inventory. How long are homes sitting on the market? What's the average price point? Let's get into that. So Brian, Boise, Idaho, you want to talk to us about that?
Sure. Yeah. So, so for those who are watching or into real estate, so average days on market is something we care about as agents, because we want to know how many homes are out there, right, to sell through. So hypothetically speaking, if we sold through all the houses without adding new homes to the market, that's where we'd be at. Last time I checked, two weeks ago, a week ago, we were about 11 days in my center of town, which is Eagle. And that's pretty consistent across the whole valley. We call this place the Treasure Valley. We have our median days on market, not average, our median for Eagle, Star, and North Meridian, which is basically where I'm at. 3, 3, and 2 respectively. Average price point or median price point for Eagle, $765, median for Star, $512, and median for North Meridian is $500. And so, and that gets, that's, I just sold in North Meridian. I have a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,800 square foot home with a bonus and office that's going for $650. Kind of give you an idea in a pretty good size, pretty good, well-established neighborhood. Eagle, if you want any sort of acreage, you're in the, if you want 2 acres plus, you're probably in the $2 million range for anything like that. So kind of gives you an idea of Eagle, North Meridian, Star. Let's see. Yeah. And then, it covers inventory and prices and days on market. So it's hot. And just like anywhere, there's not many homes, but it's hot.
How competitive is it for buyers in your area?
Oh yeah, it's more than competitive. I think everyone's got a story, the fish story that of their own market. We have them here. My last listing listed for $597, went for $665. I heard of another realtor who had a house about 2 miles away from here, listed for $900, went for like 1.2. I mean, and then I don't know what we're seeing across the nation. I've had a discussion with people in my brokerage. I think we're seeing a cooling off, not a dip, but a cooling off. We hope that's going from inferno, like hell, like fire to just hot right now, maybe what we're seeing, but it's still hot and there's still a ton of competition. I mean, you're up against 5-10 offers. Buyers are starting to get smart though. They're starting to put shorter time windows in there to hear responses. And it's, they can't wait 4 days to hear if they're the winner. They need to know within a few hours so they can move on to the next one. So.
Okay, and you're talking about, that's a great next point. So you're talking about you're thinking that you're going to start seeing maybe not a cooling off, but a little bit, more manageable. Why? Do you think there's going to be more inventory, less buyers? What is your reasoning for that in your market?
I could be wrong. I think our prices, we're to a point where our prices are, for locals, we're getting to the point where locals are definitely not competing. That's definitely not all the time the case, because if they own, then they're taking their equity and maybe upgrading or downgrading. So it's not 100% always the case. And then people come from out of town. I've had a few Californians come into town and say no inventory. Like literally the last email I got in this was this week, and someone said, it was like 3 sentences: no inventory, price is too high, staying here. And like that was all they had. And I've had more lengthy discussions with people, and the prices are getting to a point where you used to come down here and just snatch up whatever you wanted and put a cash offer and now it's not the same. While I had a lady from Malibu who came down and she could snatch up anything she wanted, and she did, but that's not always the case anymore with, I'd say, the average, family. And it, obviously there's pockets that will be the exception to the rule. And there's pockets that will, for someone to take their cash out of their home and buy 4 homes here. So it just kind of a generally speaking.
Are you seeing most of your buyers, are they local, or are they coming from different states?
Definitely, mine are definitely most from out of town. And Boise's market is SoCal, NorCal, Seattle, Portland, and Salt Lake, in that order.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Greg, let's talk to you about Austin. How much inventory do you have? How long are homes sitting on the market? What do you think is happening in your area?
All right. So generally speaking, on a 5-year average, we'd see anywhere from a 5 to 7% increase in appreciation. Well, jump from January of 2020 to January 2021, certain zip codes are seeing over 20% in just 1 year in appreciation.
Wow.
Our median sales price taken across the board has increased from March of last year to March of this year by 30%. It was, gosh, that one's still a head scratcher. And let's see, days of inventory, not including new construction, we're looking at about 6 days altogether. Yeah. Goodness. Yeah. Let's see here. What else? Did I miss anything?
Where are your people moving? Where are your buyers moving from? Local, out of state? What are you seeing?
The majority of them are coming in from California. Second to that is New York. And then lastly, the surrounding cities like Dallas and Houston.
Okay. Why from Dallas to Austin?
I would say that it's because of the buzz, indefinitely. Okay. There's just so many things happening here, so much growth and opportunity. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how much competition are your buyers in when they're placing offers? I mean, what are we seeing? How many offers are you seeing per property?
Yeah, average buyer is going to write anywhere from 10 to 12 offers before they get one accepted here.
Wow.
Yeah, talk about a fish story. There's a town called Elgin, which is about 45 minutes east of here. It's the sausage capital of Texas, right? It's pretty, lots of farm and field, right? There's a house listed in the 200s, and it closed for over $400,000. And granted, they don't even have a mainstream grocery store in this town, right? So things are spreading out to the very far outskirts.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you have a crystal ball. What are you predicting for the rest of this year? Where are you thinking that your specific market is going to go?
Yeah, unless a natural catastrophe were to hit, I think that things are steadily going to continue to increase in prices. And I think the demand is going to remain steady throughout the next couple months here.
Okay. And you guys did have a natural catastrophe. And you guys kept going up.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. All right. Jackie, Southern California, what is the inventory like? How long are homes sitting on the market? Where are people coming from? What you got?
So contrary to what you're hearing, that everybody's leaving California, there are quite a few people leaving California. However, our market is also still hot. I would say it's maybe not as hot as Texas, but we're still seeing a lot of competition. So, and I'm going to be covering Los Angeles and Orange County, which actually are more similar. Not there's a price point difference, but kind of days on market and things like that is pretty similar, and also have a lot of different markets in Los Angeles. And so I'm going to be talking more under 3 million, which is our non-luxury price point. So I won't address the over 3 million as much. So with under 3 million, we are in Orange County and in Los Angeles, we are seeing if a home is on the market for more than 20 days, it is likely overpriced and or something is funky about it, and it will usually close under the list price. If it's under 20 days, it will usually be gone in less than a weekend. We're still in COVID restrictions here and still restricted on doing open houses and showing. So the market we're seeing is usually a house comes on the market on like a Thursday. There's a ton of showings over the weekend, and then by the following Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, it's in escrow for about 7% over the list price. Also, we're seeing a lot of people get out of their apartments or their condos and move more to the suburbs. So the areas around what I would call central LA have seen a huge increase in buyers moving out of the more concentrated area. And yeah, that's what I got for you. We are also, if you're a buyer and you're writing on a property that's priced well, you're probably competing with 7 other buyers at one time.
And tell me about how buyers are having to structure their offers in order to win.
The biggest thing I'm seeing right now, and one of the conversations that I've changed in having with my buyer clients, is that appraisals used to be pretty guaranteed that they would appraise, or you could get pretty close, but now I'm seeing some appraisals come in a lot lower because the market's appreciating. We're usually roughly on LA and Orange County 4% appreciation on average. And right now we're seeing in some markets 10, 15, 20%, and it's hard to make those numbers work. So most listing agents are asking buyers to remove the appraisal contingency and shorten their closing timelines, and then come in a lot over asking. And 7% over asking when you're already bidding on $1 million home or a 1.5 home, that's a decent amount of money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And where do you see the market going for the second half of the year of 2021?
I don't love when clients ask me that, because if you would have asked me that a year ago when we were in the thick of COVID lockdowns, and you would have told me a year later we'd be in the hottest market that we're in, I would have said no way. Because we did kind of have a little bit of a shutdown because we couldn't actually do any in-person activities. I think the market will continue to appreciate. We're kind of in the middle of our summer selling season. And as I think Melissa mentioned, buyers are trying to get into lock in a low interest rate. So yeah, I would say it's hard to find a deal here in LA, and my husband and I actually invest in LA, and it's hard to find a deal or something that makes sense for a variety of reasons, including we're a more tenant-friendly state, but we don't have to address that now.
Cool, awesome. Can you just brush up a little bit on the luxury market? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so luxury.
What does luxury mean for Southern California? What price point are we talking about?
Yeah, luxury is over 3 million, I would say. It took a little bit of hit during COVID. So the midst of COVID, probably Q2, Q3 of 2020. And then we started to see it really pick back up again. I would say the market's not as competitive in the 3 million, 3.5 plus, but if you're honestly at 2.5, you're going to be seeing 4 to 6 offers on a property if it's priced right.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Let's go all the way to the other end of the country. Jeff, what are you seeing in your market? How much inventory do you have? How long are homes sitting? What do we got?
Yeah, there's about a half a month supply of inventory. And the only reason that there's that half is because they're, either overpriced or just something funky, right? So if you list a property that is in clean, good condition, that's priced reasonably correctly, if I put it up on a Thursday, you have 30, 40 people through the weekend, 8, 10, 12, 15 offers, depending on the price point, likely, 5-ish% over roughly. We are seeing people bring cash over appraisals, waive appraisals, 3-day inspection periods, things of that nature. And yeah, no, I mean, I hope Brian's right and the market slows a little bit. That would be fantastic. I don't really see that happening here. I just hope he's right. That would be amazing. And so Brian, put that out to the real estate gods, just like that, like, that little extra, like euphoric, like that 3 or 5% over asking that you get on every deal. Even if that would just go away, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you thinking in your market that it is going to kind of cool off, or are you not seeing any signs of that?
No, I'm praying to the real estate gods for it. We're not seeing any signs of that.
Okay.
Not at all as of now. And the only reason it would happen isn't necessarily that the market's cooling, from what I can tell. It would just be that the house that you listed 2 months ago that went for $100,000 over asking price, now you're using that house as a comp. So if the seller wants to now price above that number, you could see the market not react the same way, but that's because you just raised the price $125,000, not because there's not a buyer for it, if that makes sense.
It does.
So if it's all about pricing, of course. So if we price the house where that house sold, we're going to get multiple offers. We are seeing some sellers be like, oh, well, the last house sold for 600, so I want to list mine for 650. When they just start having, 8% arbitrary price increases in their head, that will cause their house to maybe not sell the first weekend, but sell the second weekend,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you
Does that
guys
make
more
sense?
are you guys more of a condo or a single family residence market? Like, what sells more in your market?
Single family. Yeah.
Family? Okay. Okay. What about
Yeah,
your
we're
new
more
construction?
single family. Now I do have go ahead.
What about your new construction market? What's that like?
Yeah. So most of the new construction is either condo or little tiny developments in the hotter areas, and then the whole outskirts of Tampa Bay, they're building tens of thousands of homes. So that's even crazy. I mean, these builders are doing lotteries and over asking price for lots so that you have the right to do new construction now. I mean, I never thought I would see that, to be candid with you. And I mean, you can't even walk into a new home builder and pay purchase price now. Now you have to do a lottery on the lot.
Wow. Okay, hot in Tampa Bay. Let's go north. Melissa, New York City. How much inventory do you have? How long are homes sitting on the market? And what are your buyers competing? How competitive is it for your buyers? What are we seeing?
So it really depends on the apartment and the price range. There's certain pockets right now where there's very, very little inventory at all, maybe like a few days worth. And those they're moving really, really fast. Anything with private outdoor space goes in like 2 weeks. Generally townhouses, again, go within 2 weeks over the asking price. Anything in downtown Manhattan and the Village will go fairly quickly, especially if it's priced correctly. But there's pockets on the Upper East Side where you can still get some good value and you can still get deals. But, the times, we bottomed out already. Now we're just on the way back up. So
Okay.
it's a depending on what specifically you're looking at. Our luxury market has like bounced way back. You can still get very good deals on new development condos in Manhattan. There's an oversupply of those.
Okay, and talk to me about your luxury market. What price point is your luxury and what are you getting?
So our luxury market starts at about, in Manhattan, it starts usually around 4 to 5 million. And in Brooklyn, it starts at 2.5 million. So in Manhattan, that'll get you, depending on the location, it could get you a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in a condo, maybe 1,500 square feet on the low end. It could, in Brooklyn, that could get you a townhouse that needs work. It could also get you a condo in a new development, smaller 2-bedroom, 2-bath. If you're looking on the lower end, if you're looking upwards, like In the higher end of the luxury market, 10 million. You can get a nice 4-bedroom co-op or condo. You could get a very nice townhouse. It'll still need work, but you can still get a very, very nice one in Manhattan. And in Brooklyn, you can get a really top of the line high-end reno townhouse or a really tricked out condo with lots of outdoor space.
Okay, and how competitive do your offers need to be for your buyers? Like, what are you seeing? How many?
You've got to go over the ask. You've got to put down more than 20%. Okay. There's a lot of cash buyers out there again now. So that's something. You've got to really be prepared to waive your mortgage contingency, waive an appraisal contingency. You've got to be aggressive for the most part. If you're looking for like a 1-bedroom co-op on the Upper East Side or something like that, you can be a little bit less aggressive. But for most of our market, you need to be aggressive.
Okay. And you're still seeing inspection contingencies. They're keeping that.
Yeah, everybody here is keeping them.
Okay. Some markets they're asking them to go.
Yeah, it's not like that crazy. And to do that, especially for somebody like if you're buying a townhouse or something, like you need I've heard of all of this and all the people who left to go to Long Island and waive their inspections, and now they own homes with like hundreds of thousands of dollars in need of work. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably be back here now. That's usually what happens.
Melissa, what are you thinking? What is your predictions for the rest of 2021, the second half? Are you thinking things are going to cool off or heat back up?
I think the market here is just going to get stronger and stronger.
Okay, good to know. All right. Let's jump to Ryan. You kind of already alluded to some of this, but why don't you just jump back in? You already talked about your days on market being 9 days, how competitive it is for your buyers. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I'll talk a little bit on our new build because I'm actually under contract on a new build myself. I got in on the very first ground level with some Taylor Morrison homes being built in Gilbert. Starting base price, I went with the absolute largest because to me it's going to be a spec home. I may live there 1 or 2 years. I may unload it right away. I'm not quite sure yet, but the base price was $589 for a 3,500 square foot 2-story house. I signed, it was either January 2nd or 3rd, and we've had a $17,000, $24,000, $18,000, and $20,000 4 increases in price since then. Every time they've released more lots, like 6 at a time. So right now the base price on my house is up to, I think it's $668, $900. So yeah, I only put 17,000 in upgrades because I'm going to bring my contractors in, and I imagine my base price will probably hit right somewhere between 710 and 750 on the house that I'm building just for the base. So I'll have some, do I want to hold on to it for 2 years and get the tax-free cash out, or do I want to sell it right away and, at least have 100,000 in equity? So we're still flipping houses. I still get the occasional referral that clients just have houses that we put either into our rental portfolio, or if, like I'm buying one right now that's going through probate. House is just completely trashed. We'll probably bring 2 or 3 dumpsters loads out of the house. So it just didn't make sense for safety wise for the family to try and clean it out because none of them live close. So we came in with a market valuation and appraisal what the house is, what we're going to put into it. And they brought it to their lawyer, and the lawyer was fine with it. So we're trying to help that need too for a lot of our referral partners so that they still can get the referral. And then we've been able to add stuff to our investment portfolio. And that one I may actually sell into one of my clients because I cannot barely get anything for our VA and FHA clients. So I've got a VA listing coming up, and I actually talked to them, and they're going to let one of my VA buyers come in and pay market value and then a little bit over appraisal, which they had. So I've been really struggling to find the homes that are for our non-conventional and non-cash buyers. I wrote personally 100 offers in March to get 6 buyers under contract for April.
Wow. That right there, that sentence right there is a giant snapshot of what it's like in Arizona.
Where normally that would be like a 3 or 4 month in a regular market, maybe even 6 month writing offers. because yeah, luckily I had 2 of those were listings. So I had 8 that closed in April, but yeah, but it was a struggle to get, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of just at night writing offers and doing the daytime activities to continue to get the business going, and then writing, because most people are keeping their houses on the market 48 to 72 hours here to just absolute maximize. And then they get somewhere between 20 and 40 offers on every property because we have such limited inventory.
Cool. Let's stick with you still, Ryan. And why don't you, you kind of started this off, you kind of already started to answer this question, but quickly, if you could just tell us, what edge do you have over your competitors to help your clients win the deal? Why, if somebody's on this call, on the Zoom call, if they are thinking about moving to Phoenix, Arizona, why you?
A lot of it is I really have gotten good at writing offers. I've been licensed for 9 years. So again, I'm even calling agents that I know to figure out where my clients need to be, leveraging out relationships. We've had a few where we personally know listing agents where there's an elderly client and they have had some COVID fears. So we've been able to come in and say, hey, we'll pay X amount of dollars over list price, even though they have other agents that are willing to come in and do a bunch but want to view the properties. So I've really leaned on relationships right now. And then the fact that I'm a complete workaholic and am up at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night writing offers and sometimes sending off 10 offers in the morning. So again, it's just that personal experience that I'm dealing with all my clients directly, and just that, that just experience level. And then you kind of touched on before the guy up in Boise. So we've had some of our clients that we've pushed that through, that are our higher down payments, that are, hey, we'll pay $620 for this house if you'll accept our offer with a sunset clause at 5 o'clock tonight, or our offer drops to $610 if you're going to keep us in the regular mix. We've been able to get 1 or 2 of those in there. So, I mean, it's just really just getting creative with our offers. And our clients are willing to pay more if they're not in the general mix, and they're willing to take. I also have been doing something very unconventional this year, and it's really worked, is we don't see properties unless it's over 700,000 until we actually get offers accepted. If I'm working with 8, 10 buyers, we can't go show homes. And kind of like Greg said, we're writing 8 to 12 offers. We're not going to go in, and it's helped with buyer fatigue because a lot of our buyers are just getting burnt out. So I tell them, let me burn out on writing offers, and you can then fall in love with a home once we can actually get a contract accepted. And that's even for our 20, 30, 40%, our cash buyers that are doing 20% over. I'm usually a 1 to 4 to get an offer accepted, and I'm at 8 to 12 with cash and conventional, and I'm like 16 to 22 offers on our VA and FHA.
Cool. Awesome. That sounds like your wall of value is really being creative and just doing the grind, and you're aware of buyer fatigue, which is really super important. So that's really awesome. Brian, can you hit us real quick with what edge do you have in Boise, Idaho above your competitors? If someone's on this call wanting to move there, why you?
Yeah, I'd say, well, what I've heard from people that come in to me is, so I stress my values on and who I am, and that resonates with a lot of people. I mean, I don't have to fake who I am to those people, because ultimately buyers buy because they feel like it. There's really no other reason. They buy because they feel like it, and they feel good. They feel like being crazy, whatever it is, or they feel like rubbing shoulders with someone who's like-minded. I'd say some of the things that what's Phoenix Ryan. That Ryan just touched on are good. Communication, one-on-one relationships with agents, people who know you've done deals before. Those things definitely help. And then also I've heard from people that come into town, they'll say, oh man, your videos, you have a lot of, you show your knowledge on the stats, or you stress that you're born and raised in Boise, or you were an appraiser before. Those are probably the 3 things I hear most from people that they value. And I think if you don't like work in this industry at this time of the real estate market, probably in the wrong one, because I don't know of too many real estate agents, at least the ones that are doing halfway well, that aren't working 16-hour days right now. So, and yeah, loving to work and having a supportive cast behind the scenes, the wife and everyone else that makes it run.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Thanks, Brian. I'm hearing a lot of care. It sounds like you just genuinely care. And I love that you're just a genuine, you're not like a salesman. You're just genuine. You're here. This is me. I'm here to help you. So I love that. Awesome.
Well,
Jackie, what is your wall of value? What edge do you have over your competitors in California?
I don't want to say reputation, because Ryan already said that among other agents, but that is one aspect. The other aspect that I think would make me unique is that, oh, I'm hearing some feedback.
I got that.
Great. Is that my husband and I are active investors in Los Angeles, in and around Los Angeles. So I would say I know how to find good pockets of neighborhoods that haven't hit their peak yet. Also, I think Los Angeles and Orange County are full of potential for a variety of reasons. Los Angeles in particular, because the zoning and the permits and everything has changed a lot over the last 60 years, and they don't have records of a lot of it. So it's a little bit of a crazy hodgepodge, but that also, for the right buyer, gives you such a unique opportunity to get in there and get things done and add value in ways that you can't as much even in Orange County, because a lot of the development's a lot newer. Additionally, I would say that we're pretty strategic with our buyers. One of the things that we love to do is upfront underwriting. So when you're going into a situation, you're able to remove the loan contingency safely. And that has helped us win a lot of offers, because the seller can move forward knowing that there's not that much standing in the way between this buyer and their home selling.
That's awesome. Great. I'm hearing that it's really market knowledge. Right? I'm hearing that you're not just looking at the MLS, and you're actually, really in with the different properties and paying attention to zoning and different things that you can do to be creative with your clients on that specific property. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Sorry, I could keep going, but this state of California is actively trying to add more housing. And so there's a lot of opportunity to add second units or create some sort of second unit on your lot to get passive income. And a lot of our clients are interested in that, in, getting out of the rat race a little bit, or trying to start getting out of the rat race and building their portfolio.
Cool. Jackie specializes in what she calls house hacking. So if you ever have any questions on that, contact her. It's a thing, and it's pretty cool.
It's not for everybody, but
it's not for everyone. Okay, Greg, why you in Austin? There's lots of realtors. What's your competitive edge over all of your competitors?
Well, let's start off casting it wide here. So I'm actually at the very first Keller Williams real estate office in the entire country, or in the world rather, and we've got the most agents that hang their license here over any other brokerage in the world. There's over 900 real estate agents that office out of this. So we've got access to the most coming soons over anybody else. There's a good chance that I see more agents on my way to the bathroom than most do in a whole week, right? So we can find you that off-market property, most likely better than anybody else, faster than anybody else. And then take it to the training aspect. Not only is Keller Williams Realty ranked #1 training company across all platforms, which is why I joined up with them. I'm actually a prior military, and they impressed upon us that you're only as good as your training. So I asked myself, what does training look like in real estate? And that boils down to the education. So we make it a point on our team here to consistently educate ourselves day in and day out through getting designations, even extracurricular books, and reviewing those once a week. And a little fun fact here, I'll be getting my broker's license this year. So we're fired up about that too.
Congrats, that's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. It sounds like you're really big into education and strategically placing your license where you feel like was the best company, and that's really, really cool. I love that. And I love your thank you for your service for our country, and I know that will resonate with a lot of people as well. So awesome. All right, Melissa, why you in New York? There are a ton of agents there. What is your wall of value? What edge do you have over your competitors? All right, let's skip over to Jeff. Jeff in Tampa Bay, what is your wall of value? Why you?
Well, I'm a native. I've been in real estate for 16 years. I've done pretty much everything: condo conversions, new construction, land deals, commercial, I run the #1 Keller Williams team in Pinellas County. We will sell around 300 transactions, 100 million in volume. And frankly, we just get it done. Proof is in the pudding. I have the most 5-star reviews of any realtor in Pinellas County on Google. So if you like me, you can also just Google Team Borum right now and give me another 5-star review. That would be fantastic. And you know, we did 67 agent referrals last year. So when agents trust you with their clients and they send you the business, you know, there's a reason for that. You know, we follow up, we do what we're supposed to, and the customers are happy. And at the end of the day, that's why we're all here, is to service as many people as possible and live a great life.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. I can hear your passion exuding. That's awesome. So Jeff with Tampa Bay. Melissa, are you still there? Going once, going twice. Okay, well, Melissa's wall of value is that she knows her market. And so if you're looking to go into New York, she's your gal. Sounds like she had a lot of market knowledge with all the different areas, not just, you know, proper New York City. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys all. Thank you to our panelists. You guys are amazing. This was awesome to be able to dive into each one of your market centers and really learn about why people are moving to and from your area. I hope this was really helpful to all of our listeners. If you want to reach out to any of these agents, I will be sending this out. This is recorded. I'll send it out with everyone's contact information. I encourage you to contact all of these top agents just for more information about their specific area, whether you're moving to or from. And thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Bye.